Hello guys, welcome on Tesla Adventures. In this video today we are going to discuss the effect of temperature on the reading of a scale. So let us consider that there is a metal scale, this one, and it is giving the correct reading of this rod, length of the rod, which is L0 at temperature T1. Now we have increased the temperature to T2 and T2 is greater than T1 obviously. And the alpha of rod in this case is 0 and alpha of scale in this case is positive, which means that in this case the scale will expand and rod will not expand, and therefore this mark will go further away like that, and the reading of the rod will decrease on the scale, although the rod the length of the rod remains constant obviously, because rod is not expanding in this case, but as scale is expanding, so the mark of the length will go away, and this reading will decrease. So this is delta L, and this delta L will be equal to the expansion in the scale. So let us consider only this length of the scale L0. So the expansion would be L0 alpha scale delta T. So the new reading of this rod will be L0 minus L0 alpha scale delta T. So L1 will be L0 1 minus alpha scale delta T. Okay, now let us consider the third case in which temperature is increased obviously and alpha of scale is 0, which means scale is not expanding and alpha of rod is positive which means that rod will expand. So due to the only expansion of rod, this delta L will be equal to alpha of rod L0 delta T. So the new length of the rod L2 will be equal to alpha of rod L0 delta T plus L0. Okay, so this is the new reading in this case. But we know that if obviously in general case neither alpha rod is 0 and neither alpha of scale is 0. No one is 0. So both will expand, and let us consider that alpha rod is greater than alpha scale. We are just considering this case. So we know that the new length of the rod will be equal to older length of the rod plus delta L2 minus delta L1, where delta L2 was the length in the case when only rod was expanding, so it would be L0 alpha rod delta T, and delta L1 was only the expanded length of the scale when only scale was expanding, so it would be minus L0 alpha scale delta T. So this L0 is common, so it is 1 plus alpha rod minus alpha scale delta T, and this is the final length, and this is the conclusive formula. Now this is also called as alpha effective, and obviously if alpha scale is greater than alpha rod, then this alpha effective would be negative, and new reading of the length of the rod on the scale will decrease, and if alpha rod is greater than alpha scale, then the new reading of the length of the scale on the scale will increase obviously. So this was the complete analysis of the effect of temperature on the reading of a scale. Now in next video we'll be bringing some more interesting concepts. Thank you.